Hey yogis, I'm Nicole. Welcome back to my yoga time. Thanks for joining me today. Today's yoga class is tailored for those that are suffering with ankylosing spondylitis. AS is an inflammatory arthritis predominantly affecting the spine. About 1 in 100 people suffer from this disease. The cause is unknown, though it's highly suspected that genetics play a significant role. There's also no cure, but we have lots of treatments to choose from, yoga being one of them, as well as physiotherapy, hydro exercise in the water, anti-inflammatory diets, and of course medications prescribed by your specialist. So those suffering with AS, the onset's generally between 20 and 40 years of age, though it can be earlier. And those people are at risk of the spine actually fusing together. So it's really important through our yoga practice that we practice regularly and that we continue to move the body. If we don't move it, we lose it, meaning we lose that range of motion. So your yoga practice will improve your flexibility. It will reduce inflammation, stiffness, and swelling. It will improve your range of motion and prevent the onset of that spinal fusion. To get the most out of your practice, you need to practice regularly, so daily if you can. Now, I've got about 6 exercises in this class. You can do the whole class in its entirety, or you can pick apart some of those exercises to practice in isolation throughout your day. I've got a yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block, I highly recommend that you purchase one. You can practice this class without the block. Just get yourself a really thick book because we'll use that towards the end to release the neck, and also a rolled up towel. When you're ready, we're going to start standing. So come to stand for me and we'll take a hold of your block. Place it in between the thighs. So my feet here are hip width apart. So whether you've got the block or not, position the feet there. I want you to feel as though you're pressing the feet very gently away from one another, but then roll the thighs in a little on the block so there's an inward rotation. Tailbone points down, crown of the head is tall. Briefly, you can bring the shoulders forward and down and then move the elbows back and up, and you should feel the chest lift. So here I'm already feeling about an inch taller. This is Tadasana, your mountain pose. So this strong posture is one that you can take on at any stage throughout the day, even when you're brushing your teeth or chopping vegetables. I'll get you to place the tip of your tongue where the teeth meet the roof of the mouth, keeping the jaw relaxed. And if any of these exercises cause any discomfort or pain, give it a miss, or don't push so hard, okay? Don't push through any pain or discomfort. So when you're ready, let's begin. Inhaling, slowly bring the arms up. Only look up if the neck permits. You might feel an upper back arch here. Then as you exhale, lower the hands to the heart. Palms apart, fingertips just touching. Here, I want you to round the upper back, guide the shoulders down, so you're feeling a little bit of tone through your armpits and your lats. Let's stay here for an inhalation, and then as you exhale, twist to your left. Inhale back to center. Twist to the right. Inhale back to center. Arms coming back up. Side bend here. Left hand can take the right wrist, lift up and lean over to the left. Option to pick up the left heel just a little. And then coming back to center, changing sides. Right hand takes the left wrist, lift up and lean over. Option to lift the right heel. On your next inhalation, come back to center and exhale, hands down. Well done. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhaling. Option to take a little back arch. Exhale, hands to the heart, rounding the upper back. Take your twist, and then back to center. Over to the right side. So you want to keep your hips square to the front so that we're isolating that twist in the middle part of the spine. Arms up. Take your side bend. Left hand takes the right wrist, lift up, lean over to the left, and then coming back to center. Right side. Back to center. Exhaling, hands down. Third and final time, inhale. Exhaling. Twisting to the left. And back to center. Over to the right. And back to center. Arms coming up for your side bend. So moving slowly, breathing slowly. Back to center. And other side. And lower the hands down. Let's take another breath into Tadasana. So again, feet gently press away. Thighs roll in, tailbone down, crown of the head is tall. Shoulders can come briefly forward and down, and then take the elbows back and up, lifting through the chest. Well done, yogis. Removing your block now. We're going to come down to the mat, onto hands and knees. Come down any which way that feels best for your body, or you can follow me if this feels okay. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, folding forward, bending the knees, allowing the back to round. From here, step back and then lower the knees to the mat. So coming down into your tabletop position, having the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. So we're moving through our cat-cow stretches here with a child's pose. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone and the gaze. And then as you exhale, round the spine, lift the palms, so just your fingertips are on the floor, and sit back towards the heels. Your forehead won't meet the mat. Inhale, return to tabletop, little back bend. Exhaling to round, child's pose. Let's do one more. And then if it feels okay for your body, rest in child's pose. So you can make a pillow with your hands if you need to, or you can bring over your towel or your block. Otherwise, hands can reach out in front as your forehead rests on the mat, or maybe hands next to the feet. So you're allowing your back to round. If there is any discomfort in your knees or your hips, return to your tabletop. Move through your cat-cow stretches. Breathing into the back. Follow your next inhalation coming up out of the pose. So in just a moment, we'll lower into a forearm plank. So it's really important that we maintain our core strength. It's our core strength that's going to support the spine as it ages and deteriorates. Without your core strength, you have nothing to support the spine. Planking is one of the best ways to improve your core strength and to strengthen the muscles around your back. We'll take a forearm plank today, so elbows underneath the shoulders. Now you might choose just to practice one leg at a time. If it's available for you, lifting both knees up off the mat. Feel the upper back round here a little and a slight tuck of the tailbone. Keep the jaw relaxed. Keep breathing. And when you need to lower down, just bring the belly down to the mat. We'll come into our Sphinx pose. So here, you can lighten the pose if you need to by taking the feet wider or moving the elbows further away. Let's lift the chin and move the throat forward. Relax the shoulders. And let's lower down. Bring the hands back now so that they're underneath the shoulders. We want the elbows pointing straight back towards the feet. Feel as though you're dragging your hands back. Tailbone tucks under. And then as we inhale, lift the feet and the chest. Keep guiding the hands back. Exhaling to lower down. So we're going to do a few rounds, only coming up as high as is comfortable. Tailbone tucking, hands gently draw back. Inhale, lift the heart and the feet. Exhaling to lower. Well done, yogis. Coming down now and resting. Make a pillow with your hands. Rest your forehead on the back of your palms. And a little bit of nerve flossing here. It's as though you're walking. Alternate heel to bottom. A little sway through the hips. And you can take longer there if you need to. Otherwise, lifting the chest up just a little and reaching the hands out in front. Palms are off the mat, just your fingertips on the floor. And again here, feel as though you're trying to gently drag your hands back towards the feet. So you should feel all the muscles along the spine engage. See if you can deepen the breath. And when you're ready, lower down and roll over onto your back. So once on your back, yogis, bend the knees, have the feet fairly close to the bottom. And here we're going to do some pelvic rocks. So as you inhale, tuck your tailbone under. So you're shortening the space between pubic bone and belly button. The bottom might lift up off the mat just a little. Then as you exhale, curl the tailbone up. So now you're arching the back. Inhale and tuck. Exhale and arch. So it's a lovely way to help improve that mobility in the lower back. Also very therapeutic for the sacroiliac joint. And this is something that you can practice while you're watching TV on the lounge room floor. If your back is really angry, if it's really aggravated, it might be helpful to lift up the feet and just rest your legs maybe on the couch and then practice your pelvic rocks there. So if this is enough for you today, just continue with these. Otherwise, we'll bring in a little bit more height. Next time you inhale, see if you can lift up into a bridge pose. Press into the feet. Feel the weight transfer to the head and the shoulders. Then lift up the heels and exhale, lower down, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, tailbone tucks, gently lift the hips. Heels lifting, exhale to lower. And let's keep going. Well done, yogis. We'll come up one more time, and here we'll take rest in our supported bridge pose. So if you don't have the block, here is where you'll use the towel. If you have the block but it feels too hard on your back, you can always use the towel instead. So we're just placing it underneath the lower back or your block. If you're using the block and you'd like to go higher, you can always take it to the second height. Either resting here with the arms by your side, or if the shoulders and the upper back permit, you can take the arms above the head. Now we're only here for a few breaths. See if you can breathe a little deeper into your belly. Noticing the front side of the body rise as you inhale. Take a little pause before you exhale slowly. And let's lower those hands down now. Lifting up the heels and the hips, remove your prop and lower down slowly. When you touch down to the mat, take a hold of the knees, keep your arms straight. As you exhale, simply bend the elbows. And then as you inhale, straightening the arms. If your body needs longer with this counter stretch, please take it. If you find that you're struggling here with the head meeting the floor or in any way that the head and neck need support, you can always have your pillow or your towel underneath your head as well. Let's raise the left leg, place the left ankle on the right knee, recline pigeon. Here might be enough for you. A little bit deeper if you lift the right leg up as well. Maybe you can hold on to that leg. We're only here for a few breaths. So this is a wonderful pose to release any tension in the outer hip, in the piriformis muscle. And let's lower that right foot down. We'll change sides straight away. Option 1, as you are. Option 2, take a hold of that left leg. And let's release both feet to the floor. If you have the block, we're placing it in between the thighs now. It's just going to help switch on your core. We'll be coming into a twist in just a moment. So if you've limited range of motion, you can have your towel on the right side so it's ready there to support your legs. Of course, you can use pillows or whatever extra padding that you might need. Move the hips to the left a centimetre and then lift feet up off the floor. We want to stack the knees above the hips, imprint your lower back on the mat, gently squeeze the thighs in on the block, arms out to the side. As you exhale, bring the legs over to the right, 45 degrees, and then come back to center. So you can practice this without the block. It will probably feel easier and that you're a little bit more supported if you have the block. And it's on our third time that we're going to come all the way down into the twist. So resting there. If you find that your left shoulder lifts up quite high off the mat, then definitely prop the legs a little bit higher. So we can deepen the twist by deepening the breath. And if we're physically pushing too hard, then the breath will be inhibited. Let's inhale, knees back to center. As you do so, squeeze in on the block. Then lower your feet to the floor. Move the hips over to the right, about a centimetre or two. And then the same again, feet lifting up. Exhaling, knees over to the left, 45 degrees. And then back to center. Third time, coming down to rest. Propping the body however you need to. Inhale a little deeper and then pause. Hold the breath for just a moment before exhaling slowly. And let's bring those knees back to center, lower the feet down, release the block. So we'll come into Shavasana now. If you have the block, we'll do a quick neck release first. So if you're using the block, you'll have it on the flat side. Place it underneath the head. The base of the block is, at the very edge of the block, is meeting the base of the skull. Now you can straighten and relax the legs, or you can keep the knees bent and bring the feet wide, knees into touch. So we're just going to allow the head to fall very slowly to the left. And then as you inhale, coming back to center. And then exhaling over to the right side. So if you didn't have a block, you could improvise with a really thick book, just something that's solid. Feeling the meeting points between the back side of the head and the prop. If you would like to take longer, please do so. If you are ready to finish, be sure to complete your round on the opposite side that you started. And if you need the support of the prop under the head, you can leave it there, otherwise removing it now. Straightening the legs, if that feels okay for your back, allowing the palms to face the ceiling. Allowing the forehead to soften and the eyes to roll back. Tongue and jaw relaxed. Inhaling a little deeper now. Swallowing if the mouth is dry. Wiggling toes and fingers. Following any urges to move or to stretch. In your own time, you can roll to your preferred side. Take as long as you like there, only coming up to seated when you're ready to continue on with your day. Thanks, yogis, for practicing with me today. As mentioned, you can practice those exercises in isolation or together as the whole class. The more you practice, the better you will feel. Remember, if we don't move it, we lose it. If we don't move the body, we lose that range of motion, especially if you're suffering from AS. I wish you all the best. If you have any class requests, please feel free to place them in the comments below. The intention of this channel is to help cultivate your home practice. If you enjoyed the class, please do like and subscribe. It's the best way to support free yoga on YouTube. Wishing you a lovely day.